Hey, this is Jono from Hubley. We're going to do, or I'm going to do a website reaction and review. We've got a lot of schools that have given us their website here in the enrollment marketing discussions Facebook group, and so I'm gonna pick on. Just kidding. I'm gonna go with Heaven's Best Montessori right here. So I'm just going to click on it and see what we got. Boom! Awesome. Yeah, that's my initial reaction. Why do I say awesome? Because the first thing that smacks me right in the face is a really bold, clear value proposition. A place where we foster the natural love of learning. You could wordsmith that a little bit to be a little bit more obvious, although pretty good. And then the most important thing is there is a big, clear call to action. You can't miss it. It's it's um, schedule a tour today, which is obviously the goal, the purpose of your main marketing website, and you've done a great job of selecting a color that also is bold and stands out. Yellow, orange is generally a color that does well. You can research like call to action, landing page, optimization elements and things like that. You'll see article after article talking about like you know how to optimize a landing page to get conversions, and by conversions here we're talking about like an opt-in. So this is great because that's you've selected a primary color that is not really found anywhere else. I mean, so this is your call to action color, and I can say that because if I look around other parts of the website, you've got other call to actions here. Now these are, um, you know, schedule now, call, send us a file. I'm not sure why you would want that one on there, but we'd love to hear from you. Get directions. These are all things that are clearly trying to drive parents to the next stage of the decision making process of enrollment, right? So let's say they click on an ad to get to your website, or they do a Google search for a Montessori school in, you know, Fairfax, Virginia. Um, so they're going to see this, and they know what you want them to do. Schedule a tour, contact us, right? All of these things are every single one of these. I'm not sure what upload a file is for. I'm sure you've got some logical purpose for it, but um, I would say that's the one thing. If I'm getting really nitpicky, I would maybe place that somewhere else. But um, everything else, all your other call to actions are there to drive parents into your home. So your website is your vehicle. That's your vehicle to drive your prospective parents into your school for a tour, because that's how parents make an enrollment decision. They have to come into the school. Forget the pandemic blip of weirdness where people were doing Zoom tours. Uh, all of our clients, not all of our clients, a number of our clients tried that. It was somewhat successful because obviously parents knew that was the only option, but nobody none of the schools that we work with have seen that use their the sites that we provide them, or the enrollment marketing system that we provide them, saw the same type of opt-in rate from ad to tour, and then like actually success for showing up and all that stuff like Zoom. And it also, they didn't see the conversion rate from the Zoom tour to the um to the actual enrollment, because hey, it's like, it's the school. A big part of parents making this really big decision to enroll their children in your school, a lot of that has to do with them coming in and like getting the full body experience of the school. That's what sells them. Oftentimes, I know for me personally, that's what sold me on putting my kids happen to go to a Montessori school as well, and it was walking into a Montessori school the first time. And there's other great schools out there. It just happens to be, you know, we selected Montessori for our kids, but that had to do with going in and seeing the environment, smelling it, touching it, hearing it. You know, um, I always tell people it's really the school usually just sells itself. You know, because you know if you got the right parents coming into your school and getting the right parents to come into your school, that's a whole other discussion. That's how to do targeting, messaging, and how to segment people so that obviously you're not wasting time with parents that aren't a good fit. You know, if you can qualify people before they take up an hour of your day, that's always best. And of course, if you qualify well, you'll also get a lot less no shows, as an example. But that's everything before the website. Really, the website and then all the other steps in the process of enrollment, that's or the inquiry process, that's really the most important part, because you can have the best ad in the world that gets the most clicks and people are hitting the website. If the website isn't designed well, like this one, so congrats to you, this one for sure is going to get a, if you're getting the right traffic to the site, it's going to get a high rate of opt-in. And by opt-in, I mean clicking to schedule a tour or contacting the school. You're opting in to the next stage, right? So you could think of opt-in. I mean, every business in the entire world works like that. You've got traffic, and then you've got opt-in, and then you've got conversion. And conversion is really the sale, of whatever product or service you sell. But the traffic is, like, I always use the analogy of a shoe store. The traffic is the foot traffic of people walking by in the mall, and then, classically, right? And then the opt-in is when people walk into the store. That's the opt-in. They're opting in to view your goods, right? So, and of course, the conversion is when they buy a pair of shoes. So for a school, the traffic is however the parents are getting to your website or your landing page. Ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, word of mouth, of course, and Google searches, and that's, Yelp, whatever you're using. Again, I'm not going to get into what we think is the best traffic source, but that's the traffic. And then the opt-in, like to get to your site, that's like walking into the shoe store. And then the opt-in is scheduling the tour. So, I'm going over this stuff because it's, obviously not something that most school directors or leaders, have time to study marketing, and you're busy usually being an amazing educator, and obviously takes a lot of time and, to be great at that. So that's why, I like to do a lot of education for school leaders. Okay, so to go on with this site, I'm kind of rambling. So that's me. As you watch my videos, you'll see I ramble. So sit back and sip your coffee. Yeah, I think this website is phenomenal, design wise, layout wise. When I say design, I'm not talking about the artistic side of things. Like, I don't care about the color palette. I don't care about the branding. I don't care about the logo. And the reason why I don't care about that is because nobody does care about that. This decision-making process, in the process of a parent deciding to enroll a child in a school, branding means nothing. It's totally meaningless. It does not help you get your enrollment up. It can help you retain students. That's a whole other discussion. Branding can help retain. It can be helpful there. But I mean, branding activities. But I can tell you there's plenty of schools with absolutely atrocious old websites that are out of date, whatever, and they're full because, you know, because it's laid out correctly. And by layout, I mean the information architecture, because that's what is important with web design. Everything with web design, your colors, your pictures, everything is there to support the content, the words and the messaging on the web page, and the goal of the web page. And in this regard, the action you want a prospective parent to take on your website. So if there's a picture that's getting in the way of that, You got to fix that. If you know, your logo is not the most important thing, right? It should just be up in the corner, because when a parent is looking for a school, they're not they're not paying attention to the logo. The only thing you need to make sure about your logo is that it doesn't offend anybody. That's it. So don't have anything offensive in your logo, and you'll be fine. School name doesn't matter. Logo doesn't matter. Listen, it's always nice to feel good and about your presentation of the business, and of course, I'm all for that. I'm not saying you should have a bad design, but I'm just saying, or bad branding. I mean, but what's great about this website is that, I mean, like, the messaging is clear. It's not over the top. You don't have too much. It's really important for a landing page or a home page of your site not to have too much information. The goal of your website is not to be a pamphlet, right? Um, it's not to it's not for parents to make a decision on all the details about enrolling. It's there to sell the tour. That is the point of your website. Full stop. Nothing else. If there's anything, if there's any content on your website or your landing page that is competing with the goal of selling the prospective parent, the right prospective parent, on booking a tour, then it's a big mistake, because you're just going to get less tours. That's the bottom line. Um, so don't. This website is doing a great job. I mean, I don't know if you've been to my webinars or heard what I say, but it looks like to me you've done everything I've been harping about. So wonderful job, guys. I say A+ on this site. I'm going to do one thing just to look at the health of this site. There's a great free tool called Website Grader. It's grader.web. Website.grader.com. Hold on. Grader.com. So this is a great tool. I'm just going to put in the URL there. I'm going to give them like a fake email address. And let's get the score of this website. This tool, it's by HubSpot, is going to go through the site and just, on the technical side of things, and see how things are. So we got an 82, which is pretty good. Performance-wise, a 17 out of 30 is, could be better, but I would say for performance, it's fine. You don't have to be overly worried about the performance of a website in regards to like Google searches, because you're not in a really competitive market. Like, it's always good to have a site where the page loads faster. That does help get more traffic through organic searches. But if you're a local school in a small area, it's not like you're competing with like a big multinational brand or anything like that. When I say competing, I mean competing for traffic on the search terms that people are searching for. So this is perfectly fine. The one thing I would say watch out for is you got a 5 out of 10 on security. Your site is designed well for mobile, and that's super important, because most of the vast majority of the traffic coming to your website is going to be from mobile. I didn't even take a look at your mobile site, but I'm assuming it's laid out well. 5 out of 10 on security. So you want to that would be a good one there, because that's something that you want to address that, because it's one of the it's just another thing that Google will use to rank you in searches for, let's say, if someone's looking for a Montessori school in Fairfax, Virginia, then if there's two sites that are everything is equal, if one is more secure, Google's going to put that one above you. So it's just something to think about. Although it's not a glaring issue. Like, your site's doing pretty well. So you guys are doing a great job. You got a good looking website. It's clear, it's professional. Your website is prioritizing the content the right way, and even the technical performance of the site is, doing fairly well. So wonderful job, guys. I think you guys are on track, and always feel free to reply with any questions about the site, you or anybody else. Again, Hubly, what we do is we offer a hands-free enrollment marketing solution for schools that that need kind of don't have, let's say, a team of marketing experts, um, that really deeply understand the type of marketing that private schools need to utilize, and have, it's hard for schools to find somebody that has that kind of expertise that wants to work in a school. So, and also more, I would say, more for the smaller schools, obviously, because like people that are really good with digital marketing or what have you, they usually want to work for like a cool, trendy agency or something like that, or do freelance work or what have you. But in any event, like I said, great job, and post any questions in the comments, or feedback, and always let me know if this is useful and helpful. And if it's not, tell me what will be useful and helpful, and I'll make videos on that too. Have a great one, everybody.